Josh previously had a paid newsletter giving his advice on buying and selling cards that ran from January of 2020 to January of 2022. That's 24 months through the COVID boom. Josh, this is Johnson from Card Ladder, while running Card Ladder as the main owner, operator, and developer, was selling, because they paid newsletter, advice on buying and selling cards. And yes, I'm fucking critical of it, which is fine. Guys, thanks for jumping in. I appreciate this. Look, there's so much to talk about. I want to keep this to the point because people drone on and they what I just shared with you is what's bothered me for the last 3+ years. Okay. I'm going to share this letter with you, the background history. I'm going to go a little bit into this, but I will tell you how vindicated I feel right now that I have this information in front of you, sharing what I have been claiming for years. Now, let me give you a background. What you see is a response, is a Google document response. Allegedly, this is Chris McGill responding to Ryan from Sports Card Radio to my allegations of Chris and Josh selling and manipulating Card Ladder and information. I'll get into that. You'll see that in this letter. You can read that. I'll keep this up here for you to read this. I'll just talk about this. There are a lot of videos on this. I think what really why I want to share this with you is I love how well, like, I'll put it this way. This is not Chris McGill. It's a really good response because they have clips here. They have little, links you can go out here. This is where, Ziggy admits of being Jeff Wilson's sports card, Facebook admin. Yeah, I've never denied that. And I've talked about that. I quit there as well. I quit there in 2020 when I saw it would be a conflict to me to stay neutral. And if I wanted to be able to speak out about all the bad actors I see in the hobby, I shouldn't be affiliated with any one person. Since then, I haven't seen Jeff involved in any scams, by the way. I mean, look at this. Ziggy trashing Card Ladder while advocating the market movers. One of the arguments that Chris has always said, and he tries to continue to say, is that I'm a market movers guy. I'm on Jeff's team. I'm just bad-mouthing them. No, I'm just bringing facts to light that you guys were selling data, selling picks, selling information, selling, and you did not disclose that to the Card Ladder community. And there's a lot of things to talk about. I use Card Ladder, in my opinion, it's a scam tool. Why I say that is because it does not look at sales data. It's curated data. It's not all sales data. I couldn't go in there in Card Ladder and find an eBay last sold data. If they had it in there, great. If they didn't, they might have curated it out. That to me was a scam. Having market caps, having predictive scoring, and most importantly, having the Card Ladder score, in my opinion, is a scam. And I say there's no comparison between Card Ladder and market movers. Market movers was simply taking data at eBay at the time, just took eBay data. If you had Terapeak, you had actually Card Ladder data. Card Ladder couldn't compete with that, so they'd use magic and mysticism and bullshit. That to me is scam, snake oil. I've always been critical of that. I'm not going to go through each point. I mean, I'm happy to go through each one. Ziggy strongly and subtly push market movers on you. Really strongly and subtly push market movers. Again, never was an affiliate of the solution. Let's see his links here. Strongly and subtly. What was this one? I love again that these guys would clip this. Like, I have the full videos of anything I said, but they did at least clip it, right? Here, market movers compare market movers is like comparing. Yeah, I've said that. Told you exactly. Think about this. This is my biggest argument. They would argue all the time that they are curating data. To this day, who is watching Chris and Josh and Christina curate this data? Who, by the way, did you know they were selling information to other people? That they're basically looking at curated data, and they could take that data and sell it, which is fine with selling data, but selling picks at the same time where you're critical of other people selling picks, own up who you are, dude. I totally see a wolf skin or a sheep skin pulled over wolf-headed right now. That's all you are. You're a grifter. You're a goddamn grifter. You both are grifters. And that's what this video did. It called you out. That's who you are. Accuse me of a conspiracy theory. Let's just go through this. Again, I would leave the link. I don't know if the link will stay here. I'm sure Chris will get rid of this as soon as this video goes up. That's why I wanted to record a copy. Here are the claims. I was a beta user. Ziggy was never a beta user. Ziggy was called out for not disclosing his role as, okay. I'm not going to argue with the beta user thing. I thought I was a beta user. I thought I had access to Card Ladder before it was sold. but they might be right. I might not have accessed it till the day it sold. That's not really important. I'll put it this way. I was an early user of Card Ladder. I spoke to Charles. I spoke to Chris about Card Ladder, gave him recommendations. I recommended the inventory tracking because I knew market movers didn't have it at the time. I said, go after the collector base. The other side's looking at investor, build more encyclopedia information about the content in there. So I want to say I was, sharing friendly information with Chris at that time. We were friends. Called out for not disclosing. This one goes over here. This is because I'm Carlos. Who I'll tell you, the biggest thing that bothers me because I'm Carlos is because I'm Carlos, I believe was on the payroll of Card Ladder. I'll just say that. And he can't dispute. He'll say he wasn't, but I know he got Chris on his show very many times. He leveraged Chris to build his following. He had Chris and Josh on there a lot of times. I'll even applaud Carlos because it was finally on Carlos's channel, which he didn't block me. So I was live, able to ask questions. I got Chris McGill to say in 2022, yes, it's unethical to sell picks and run a data company. He finally said that. It's on Carlos's channel. I'm very excited about that. I haven't clipped in one of my videos. So thank you, Carlos, for helping to nail these bastards down. But he goes over the importance of disclosing. This is, again, 3 years ago. Now, he comes out and blasts me because I didn't disclose when I gave a critical feedback on Card Ladder that I was an admin at Market Movers, which, again, I then later quit. And I said, I admit I was an admin, and I saw that as a bias difference. So I took your advice, Carlos, and I disclosed that. And I disclosed it before. But I'll tell you this, Carlos never had me on his channel, never let me speak to the concerns I had, never let me speak to the shit that Chris and Josh were telling him about me. So, Carlos, fuck you. Okay, I'll leave it at that. This is not a kid's video here, guys. So let me go back to the letter here. Claim number 2, had subscribed to one Card Ladder email and received the How to Collect email. Josh's How to Collect Cards emails were never sent to CL members. This is an interesting one. I don't know about that. I'm not gonna disprove that, right? But this is something that makes me think to myself, I didn't even think about that, right? They had all these Card Ladder people who, if you use Card Ladder, they could have been selling you the How to Collect. They could have been targeting you. I don't know. I do know I had the How to Collect card emails, and I had the emails from Card Ladder, but I signed it for everything back in 2020. So I'm not going to argue claim 2. Claim 1, claim 2. Yeah, I'm not a beta user. Yes, I'm disclosing the fact I was an admin for Jeff's admin group, his Facebook group at one time, which, again, I'll say I was a watchdog there. You ask any of the people in there, I was an asshole. I made people do things legit, so it's their loss. I'm not there anymore. Number 3, I was suspect of Chris selling market cap reports, Jordan cards in the House of Jordan channel. This is another great one to bring up. Really not a big deal, but it points out one thing I want to talk about Chris is he's not a collector. I mean, that's not fair to me to say. Anybody's a collector. He can be a collector, but him portraying this, I'm a collector, man. I'm all about the people. We mean more intellectual collector content. This guy always comes to the hobby with an eye on how can I make money, right? He's got a degree in law, right? I'll even say this document's well done, like a lawyer did it. And it also makes me realize he knows I'm right. That's why he won't have a face-to-face debate. Like if I were to debate any of these things, like I'm so happy this document's here because I'm happy to dispute anything. And also, again, it verifies what I've been saying all along. You guys were selling picks while you ran Card Ladder. And I'll let you people make the other associations in a moment. He does say here, I offer 2 Michael Jordan analysis spreadsheets for $10 each during March and April of 2020. I gave away 2 extra free reports to prior customers. And that's great, dude. But again, let me just say this to everybody else out there. You know people who collect in the hobby and they put together a great spreadsheet or they find some great information. What do most of them do? They share it. They just give it to you. Hey, man, I put on this great inventory document I have right now. Here's my dollar cost averaging price of what I figured out here. Here's this. They share it. But not Chris. Chris sold it. Chris sold it, which is, again, fine. But it speaks to who he is. He would sell an ice to an Eskimo, which is fine. You need ice when you're having a martini out in, I understand. But this is who Chris is. Market cap reports didn't include market reports. And then he criticized, this right here is really clever because this is a video of Market Movers who does now have market cap reports. This is me complaining about it, but I didn't even say in this. I even say in this video, this is his clip. In the full video, I am critical of the fact that because of Chris and Josh using market cap in their Card Ladder product, other tools followed that because no one was man enough to call bullshit on it. Okay, it's the biggest bullshit thing. Like if you go to a card convention and one guy buys a Prism, I don't give a fuck what the card is, Prism card for $99. Does everybody in the room now pay $99 for the card because the market cap on that card is set $99? No. So that is why a market cap of a card is the stupidest thing you can do. So yes, I admit that Market Movers and freaking Card Hedger and Everybody else now recognizes market cap of a card, which again is a grifter term. Grifter term. Okay. But again, Chris was selling data. Here's my favorite part. When I stated the research more that there's moving cards on the card ladder. Okay, here's my claim about the TJ Warren. He says he refuted this. So this is interesting here. This is a clip where someone actually took what I talked about and put it on, ZiggyNo destroys card ladder on the Facebook group, not Facebook group, the blowout forums years ago. And they come out here and he disputes this. He explains what it is. That's not my point, dude. Here's my point to the TJ Warren thing. Why was TJ Warren even in card ladder? This is July of 2020. You're struggling to get cards in the card ladder, but TJ Warren has one game and you put it on the card ladder and you score him really high because I'll tell you what, no other data tool gave a shit about TJ Warren. Nobody else has given a predictive scores of TJ Warren. Again, you could go back and see the predictive score of his silver prism was really high because his base prism went for so much dollars. That in itself, it's a perfect example of a grifting move. Okay. I don't dispute that he had a great game. I don't dispute his card change in value. I dispute how you presented it to the community in 2020, you son of a bitch. And that is what you did. And here, this is my favorite part. Josh and I were not selling picks. Previously, I had a paid newsletter giving advice on buying and selling cards and ran it from January 2020 to January 2022. I don't know if Chris was involved in that. I'm even going to give Chris the benefit of the doubt. He was just an advertiser, saying that Josh is an expert. I do look at it like this. I think at the time they're struggling to make things meet. And Chris is probably, he's got some, I don't know. He was a student at the time. And Josh, like, you want me to leave my real job, man, and go make this card letter thing? I'm speculating all this shit, by the way. And Chris is like, dude, you can keep that side business and I'll help you make money on it. And we'll just get card letter going. So I don't know if it directly impacted Chris, but indirectly, because Josh was able to keep that grifting company around for 2 more years, it kept card ladder going so they could get bought. We welcome criticism how we see our views tend to, why can't I see this? And they see no progress in engaging me. That's fine. I'll just say this, Chris, if you see no reason that you should be engaging me, you should stop running your fucking mouth saying that you'll debate somebody or you're open to conversation or you want to see things get better. I am a member of the community, a very vocal one. And no, I'm not going to come apologize to you. I am not scared of you. You are scared of me because I speak the truth. Well, guys, this is going to be, I hope, close to this chapter. Won't be the last video, but a close to the chapter because I honestly do feel good. I have proof. Allegedly, if this stands up, unless Chris wants to come out and say it's not his letter. Chris, if you want to come out to me, it's not your letter. You didn't say that. Tell me you didn't text that. You didn't put that letter together. And you didn't send it to Ryan at Sports Card Radio. Maybe they're pulling my leg. Maybe Sports Card Radio is fucking with me. But if that's true, you have confessed that your buddy, Josh Johnson, was selling information from 2020 to 2022, the same time that he was owning, operating, and managing the development of Card Ladder. Personally, I think that's open for a class action lawsuit. I really do. I'm not a lawyer. I didn't stay at Holiday Inn last night. But if I was somebody who was using Card Ladder and paying a subscription to those guys over that time period, I'd be pretty pissed. And if you do some more digging, guys, anybody else wants to dig into this, you'll find that a lot of people have been complaining over the last few years that the data in Card Ladder is not accurate. Often the auction data is put in there when the auctions have not been paid for, right? The same card will appear over and over. Cajun Cardboard has been critical of this on his channel when he does the PWCC things every week. He goes, oh, I don't know why Card Ladder has this in here. They must have made a mistake. Okay. Another guy in Sports Card Strategy who said he was using the Card Ladder tool said he did not pay for the auctions that were shown in Card Ladder, right? So I'm telling you guys, somebody, a third party, somebody should look more into this, right? I don't give a shit anymore. Really don't. Again, I'm vindicated. Watchdog, baby. And I caught you. Fucking grifters.